Hi, it's Monday, May the 4th, and that means two things. First, we're all professionals. You and me, we've never done this. We've never taken a tube and held it by the end and gone like we're about to square off with the Dark Lord. No, never done that. But today might be a day where that's allowed, even though we're professionals who would never do that. That's right, you and me never do that. And the second thing, it's time for the Light Read, the official newsletter of the National Association of Innovative Lighting Distributors, brought to you by Keystone and their XFit high bay fixtures. These are great for replacing HIDs, linear fluorescence, any high bay lights you might have. These are high performing, long living, architectural grade I-beam designs with a driver channel placed right down the middle away from the LEDs, allowing for better airflow, better thermal management. This great design is just good for lifespan and great for efficiency. That's KeystoneTech.com or the link in the description. News-wise, the IES has opened a virtual open registration on their virtual research symposium. These are 4 days of presentations in the theme of meaningful metrics. You can sign up right now. Meteor Lighting has launched a new online sales experience. This is the Light Flicks program. No relation to any other online Flicks related program. This is a new platform for project sessions, sales calls, and video contests. Yeah. Check that out. Maybe something to learn there. Reminder, UVC is not magic. Jeff Steins says something I've been thinking. Silver bullets are for werewolves, not for real problems. Real problems are more complicated than that. You can't just shoot radiation at every surface and expect this to go away. We need testing, we need treatment, and until then, this is going to be a problem. There's a $17 million lawsuit in New York State over the Tappan Zee Bridge lighting failure. You may have noticed that the lights on it didn't work as advertised, and Seaport Lighting is suing, everyone else involved: Lightstyle Automated Systems, Signify, Wellsbach Electrical Contractors, because, the specifications didn't include surge protection when they should have, and that's why a whole bridge doesn't have lighting. Great stuff. Lighting Practice is offering a primer on lighting controls now that we're entering a low contract world. SnapCount has announced a digital convention. This is their very own retrofit showcase. They're positioning it as a alternative to Lightfair. And I'm saying that more and more marketing departments are going to work really hard to create digital equivalents to all the shows we missed out on this year. Be careful. Mr. Ted Cruz of the United States Senate is concerned about rare earths. He's urging the Department of Defense and the Department of the Interior to source rare earths from more reliable places, ideally within America. Good luck to him on that. The DLC has extended their timelines related to version 5 of their requirements. New products have 3 more months to sign on to it, while existing products who are just looking to go from V4 to V5 have an extra month. Dimming requirements are going to sit tight until version 5.1 at this point. The LRC has a assessment on UVA lighting in neonatal intensive care wards. And, certainly fine. They're not quite good enough for hospitals just yet, is the finding. Episode 133 of Get a Grip on Lighting should be live. This is a quick talk with Mark Lien, talking about the lighting industry and the future, weathering this and where it goes from there. The IES webinar on germicidal UV has been scheduled. This is set for May 7th, and it will cover a range of topics related to UV lighting. Are eye joists a fire hazard? Authorities in the UK are concerned that eye joists combined with downlights are just too much heat. Keep an eye out for that. Signify has refinanced a bunch of debts related to their acquisition of Cooper. They are being issued 1.27 billion in euro bonds over the next 7 years to cover that. Inventronics has added new safety procedures. This is a driver maker who are very keen to let you know that their employees in China, the US, and Europe will be safe as they start working again. Fluxworks Illumination has settled a patent suit against OKT. Both parties are dismissing all claims, all counterclaims on a bunch of undisclosed conditions, as well as the disclosed condition that OKT will stop selling one product in the US and Europe and modify another. Big data and smart cities is a topic of discussion at Data Topics. This is a piece delving into the implications of large-scale IoT data analytics. AMS is looking forward to Q2. They're saying that they're saying that the next half of the year is going to do quite well for them. LSG and TCP have rebranded. LSG and their TCP have an ongoing patent suit that has been remanded for further consideration. Solar street lighting projects are expected to, that marketplace is expected to grow by $7 billion over the next 5 years. There's a new platform from Quanergy that is going to use LiDAR for social distancing enforcement. This is going to use light beams to tell how far apart we are. Hubble is still going to issue a dividend to their stockholders this quarter. In this case, it's all stockholders will receive 92 cents per share. LPS is continuing their digital conference series, in this case, talking about measuring road lighting quality of interest to anyone that's ever had to cross the street. Cree has reported revenue losses. This is Q3 last year, so unrelated to current troubles, but they're down about 21% compared to Q3 2018. H.E. Williams has partnered with BIOS. BIOS is a NASA spin-off research project for circadian lighting. H.E. Williams will begin to carry their tech in a whole new product line. Zenergy, I hope I'm saying that right, that's Z-Nergy, is predicting the future. They're an LED conversion business, and they expect things to return to normal, for them at least, by the end of the year. Philippe Leon of the PNNL is talking about their integrated lighting campaign. So they've spent 5 years working on interior lighting awareness, and they're setting new goals for the next 5 years. Professor Joseph G. Allen and John D. McComber are writing about what the hierarchy of building health really means. And this is not just keeping things clean, but keeping the occupants in good spirits and what that means right now. A case study on fake neon signs is available to read. This is a mix of glass tubing and LEDs that look much more like neon than tape lights or other sort of flexible solutions, but still maintain that half energy use that you get from LED. Nolte Lighting is offering a webinar on better sleep. This is on the 5th, tomorrow, at time of release, and they're talking to lighting designers about incorporating light for better sleep. We have a theoretical framework for wide bandgap semiconductors that's been published. This is from a team in Monte Carlo, and it's a new structure for silicon wafers that will make for better electronics and lighting across the board. North Dakota wind farms have been fined for lighting violations. This is in Emmons and Logan counties. Fines are stuck with $5,000 because, well, the lights are still on at night, and nobody likes that, apparently. The AWA lighting designers are talking about lighting for wellness. This is a newsletter offering videos on home office lighting, UVC, and a bunch of other topics. Solitube of San Diego are making PPE, one of the many lighting firms that are converting some of their facilities to cutting face shields. Good for them. Architecture Daily has some tips for lighting in children's spaces that's worth a read. Alan Tula at Lux Review is reviewing tunable lighting, tunable downlights. So get an idea of what's good and great in tunable downlights. Sauk City has installed solar and energy storage hybrid lighting systems in their parks. This is in Wisconsin. And apparently switching to a microgrid is just cheaper by half than converting an entire wired system. Good for them. Nora Lighting has named a rep agency in Idaho. This is from one of their former employees, but it's a new agency. Northwest Lighting will be covering the state. Buyer beware, because some eBay scammers are selling disco lamps as disinfection lamps. They're using party-grade backlights and pretending they're UVCs. Now, I don't think any of us are buying disinfection lamps off eBay, but again, going back to UV is not magic. Some people are going to exploit that, so be better. High brightness LED market growth. This is from predictions from Premium Market Insights. They're expecting this whole space to grow by 10% over the next 2 years. The Association for Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education is calling for 3 Texas universities to go green. They don't have any projects in the offing, and that's upsetting to them. Hazardous location LEDs are going to expand by about 10% over the next 5 years, according to Report Linker. Signify is backing D4I. They've got new drivers under their certifications for IoT. Chris Hatchie is telling us what the best timer switch for lighting is. Good read. Here's a DIY project for you. Your own UVC disinfection chamber for your phone or your gloves or your homemade face mask. Whatever you need. This is a handy little off-the-shelf project that you can build to clean that. Speaking of DIY projects, Home Talk wants you to know how to make a concrete lamp. Yeah, it's a brick, and then inside there's a light room for a light bulb and a socket and everything. It looks nifty. I don't know when I'd use it, but it looks nifty. And the Imperial College of London has combined mushrooms and tobacco to create, well, a glowing tobacco plant. This is fully bioluminescent, and they're saying it's going to be of interest to botanists who will, well, use this splicing to examine how plants, to better examine how plants grow, because having light in there just makes it easier to look at the cells, but also probably for decoration. The marine parchment tubeworm secretes a goo that is bioluminescent. Well, and they only do this when they're stressed. Same there, tubeworms. But this, according to a FASEB journal, this might be the light source of the future. A California couple would rather ask out-of-state friends to smuggle bulbs than buy new dimmers. This is a editorial from Arizona. And, well, I try not to editorialize much, but I think this person is more interested in dunking on perceived values across state lines than really discussing whether or not dimmable LEDs exist. Progress Lighting has released a new catalog, and it's a bit different in that you can print it at home, so it saves on shipping, and it's also a coloring book. I don't know what you're doing to kill time, but coloring book seems nifty. City of Dallas is calling for better dark sky protocols and fast, because a few 100,000 songbirds are going to fly through the city, and it'd be nice if fewer of them hit windows. Getting into hirings and promotions, Chris Stockton has been named the CEO of Nordion. Sterling Lighting has hired Nels Peterson as a design, sales, and support specialist, and Levitron's Gabriel Masabny is set to retire. And that's it. That's me. This is it for the week. I'm been Scott Wachter. This has been the Light Read, brought to you by Nailed. Get associated. Get more than just the news. Get some education. Get some connections. Get more out of your life through Nailed. In the meantime, this is going to be Who's That Kid by Defy the Mall. Feel free to leave a rating in your podcast app of choice. Have a great week.
Who's that kid in that booth? His mom told me about one time, and then he tried to kick my ass. Who's that kid? What's his name? I think he's selling heroin to the kids with the brains. Excuse me while I step inside. Mirrors infinitely provide a setting for the drink I ordered, soothing to my intestines. Who's that kid in the red hoodie? I spoke his name in 1999. Excuse me while I step inside. Mirrors infinitely provide a setting for the drink I ordered, soothing to my intestines. Signal with your hands aside. You seem like the angry type. I'm sipping and